Hello everyone and welcome back to my weight loss vlog. Today, I am so excited to come and chat with you today. I've had a little bit of breakthroughs this week, as in emotional breakthroughs and some self-reflection that I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about. So usually I talk about the 4 rules that I had set for myself. I'll tell you what they are, but we're not going to talk about them today. Instead, we are going to talk about what a lot of you have been asking me questions about. So let's get started. So my 4 rules, if you have not been watching my videos, I'm just going to tell you what those are. But like I said, if you want to know more about what they are, go watch my other videos, okay? So the first rule I set for myself is control over sugary sweets, because I have a sugar addiction and it's really hard for me to have control over them. The second one is better portions. So my husband eats a lot of food, and so I tend to eat kind of his portions, which is not good for me. So I've been focusing on better portions for me. Third is better carb choices. I cannot have white flours. It really makes me sick and fatigued. So I focus more on 100% grains or no carb options or gluten-free options. And the fourth rule that I added a few weeks ago or last week was self-love. Self-love, because I was having a tendency of being hard on myself. So I'm going to focus on positivity and self-love. There are more rules. Let's move on to some questions that you guys have been asking me. So I've had a number of you. Sorry, I'm excited. So I'm having a hard time speaking because my mind is going so fast. So let me calm down. Okay. So I've had a number of you message me or text me, those I don't even know. Thank you so much for reaching out to me and messaging me through my Instagram or YouTube. Thank you so much for reaching out. But I've had a number of you ask questions on how you guys should start your own weight loss journey. So guys, I am not a personal trainer. If your main goal is just to lose weight, then that's not gonna be me. My focus is health, the health aspect of it, the health side of it. I am trying to change my life, not go through a diet. Because when I've dieted, I've made it maybe 5 weeks and then I've stopped. So I don't want that to happen anymore. I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired of the ups and downs of the weight loss, weight gain. You know, I lose weight during a diet and then I gain it back and some, because I didn't establish a good enough foundation to go off on life on my own and make better choices. So I'm tired of doing that. And this is why I decided to make a life change, which is totally different, and let me explain to you why it's so different. So when I started off this journey, I wrote a list of things that are my weaknesses, things that are making it so that I am not living a healthy lifestyle. So for example, things like eating way too much sugar, eating way too much carbs, eating way too many portions, not getting enough vegetables in my diet, not getting enough protein, healthy fats, also not getting enough movement. And I also did the emotional side of it. So being hard on myself, the depression, postpartum depression, just everything that was making my life feel like it's not healthy. Does that make sense? I'm having a hard time putting into words what's in my mind. So bear with me and I will try my best to help you understand. So I've had quite a few of you ask me, well, what can I do? Well, guess what? What I'm doing may not be what you need. So what I would recommend as a friend, I am not a doctor, I'm not a personal trainer, I am not a licensed nutritionist, okay? But as a friend, what I would recommend is sit down and make a list of all the things that is faltering your health, whether that be drugs, alcohol, your food choices, your emotional things that are going on. Maybe it's medical, just whatever it is that is faltering your health, write it down. Not getting enough water, drinking too much soda, having too much caffeine. I don't know. It could be so many different things, right? So that's why it's going to be different for every single person. Maybe you're eating healthy and you are having the right portions and everything, but you're just not quite getting enough cardio. Maybe you're lifting weights, but you're not getting that cardio that's making your heart, supporting your heart and your metabolism. You know, there's just so many different things. So what are your weaknesses might not be mine, and vice versa. So what I would recommend is to sit down and write out a list. Now, I know this can be overwhelming at times, but once you write down that list, I want you to choose one thing to start with. Let's say I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody who has talked to me said, I'm not drinking enough water. And I know that that's making me very unhealthy. And instead she's drinking a lot of energy drinks and sodas and whatnot. And so she's just not getting enough water. So the thing she's starting with is upping her water intake. It's just a simple change, but I know will benefit her health in the long run. It's just upping her water and making sure she's getting enough water to feed your body and quench its thirst and be able to give it that ability to make the health changes for the better. So once she started doing that, then she started lowering her hope this is okay that I'm talking about this, but nobody knows who you are, so it'll be okay, right? And then lowering her energy drink intake and also her caffeine intake so that her body has more whole liquids entering her body. So that's where she's starting. I also have another person who has been talking to me. They just drink so much alcohol, especially on the weekends, which I'm not saying, you know, if you drink, that's totally okay. But as far as your health, she's decided to limit how much she drinks for her health. So she was drinking just an overabundance of alcohol and sometimes even through the week. And she realized, you know, I feel sluggish and weak and tired. And so for her personal health and her personal growth, she has decided that she can still go out with her girlfriends because that's something she really loves to do, but she's going to limit herself to 2, maybe 3 drinks and call it good. So there's another example. Another example off the top of my head is someone who eats so healthy and so well. And she, if you were to look at her, you would think she's healthy and fit and beautiful, but she is dealing with some fatigue and some depression and just really struggling in that aspect. And so she decided what she wanted to do is to be out in nature more. So she's getting more of that natural vitamin D, go outside, and she realized she does a lot of weightlifting, but maybe not very much cardio. So then she decided that I'm going to be outside more, and maybe while I'm outside, I'll do cardio and, you know, give the weights a little break and try to up her metabolism a little bit so she doesn't feel so sluggish, and also help with that depression a little bit by getting more vitamin D and being out in Mother Nature. So these are just a few examples that I'm talking about of some individuals that I've been speaking to. First of all, it's been very humbling that you guys have trusted me enough to come to me and talk to me. It's very humbling, and thank you. But just know I am not a professional, but I would love to just be a friend and reach out and do the best I can to support one another. So with that being said, I challenge you to write down some things that are faltering your health and just choose one thing to start out with. Just one thing. Don't get ahead of yourself. I tend to do this too, but it's a life change. So we have our entire lives to be making changes, right? There's no rush in it. And when I say there's no rush in it, I guess it's different for every individual. But I mean, if you rush things, then you might skip a few bricks in your foundation, and then your foundation will not be sturdy and will not be strong. So in my example, in my life, this is why I have decided to start with the sugar and the portions and the 4 rules that I have set for myself. But if you noticed last week, it took me 10 weeks of just focusing on that, until I decided, you know what, I think I have a strong enough foundation that I'm going to add just a few more bricks to it. And so I know in my journey to health, I have some hormonal issues that I battle. So I decided to start working on that. I didn't quite get into big details with that in my last few videos, but I have way too much estrogen and not enough progesterone in my cycles. So I've been taking some herbs to try to elongate, is that a word? To strengthen and elongate the progesterone cycle in the woman's cycle. So in the woman's cycle, you should have 2 strong weeks of estrogen and 2 strong weeks of progesterone. I actually have 3 strong weeks of progesterone and then 1 week of it's the other way around. I have 3 strong weeks of estrogen and then 1 week of progesterone, and it's really low. So if I were to get pregnant, I just lose my babies really fast because I don't have enough progesterone to keep it. My husband and I have decided, I don't know if I should be saying this, but my husband and I have decided that we want to try for our 3rd child. And I know in the cycle that I have now, it's not going to happen. And, you know, we've had miscarriages. We've had 2 miscarriages this year because of progesterone issues. So if you want a miscarriage video, I'd be happy to do that. I've had 6 of them. So if you are one of those ladies or gentlemen who have experienced miscarriages, I'd be happy to give you a video on that. But so I've been trying to balance out my hormones, for my health, so that I can be feeling better and in turn just feel healthier, and B, because we want another child. So I've been working on balancing those hormones. And then the other brick that I decided to lay on my foundation was adding movement, which this week with movement, I set a goal of twice a week that I would do it. I actually was able to get 4 sessions in this week. My first session, I made it 1,000 steps. I just told myself, do 1,000 steps. I was on the treadmill, so I was counting my steps and just trying to get my body used to moving like that again. You know, my body moves a lot, but not that consistent pace of just movement. So I decided 1,000 steps. That's my first goal. I did it, and it was a lot harder than I thought it would be, but I did it. And then the next time I said, okay, let's do 1,000 steps, but let's do some like sprinting and walking. And I realized when I did that, I hit 1,000 steps a lot faster. So then I decided to just make it to 10 minutes, whatever would be 10 minutes. So the 10 minutes came to about 1250 steps. So then the 3rd time I decided, okay, I made it 10 minutes. Can I do 12 minutes? So I just slowly progressed my walking to see if I could stretch my abilities and trying to get back into shape, whatever that is. Whatever shape is for you and me, it could be completely different. So I'm just trying to get my body used to walking again. So this morning was actually my 5th time, but this is technically the next week. So, but this morning, I did 17 minutes and that was 2,000 steps. So that just goes to show you that I'm slowly trying to introduce movement in a more formal way, to just get my body feeling a little bit better, trying to regain some energy, and also trying to up my metabolism a little bit. So movement was a success. Oh my goodness, it's 15 minutes in this video. Let's stand on the scale and see what it has to say. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. 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 You guys. Okay. I'm going to start bawling. Okay. So I did not expect that. I did not expect that. I did walk this morning, so maybe that helped. But oh my gosh. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of my weigh-in. So a lot of you who are joining me in through this did not start at the beginning. I started this, I weighed in at 321.6. The day before I started videoing, I weighed 322.2. So I'm just gonna say 322 because it's easier for me. And then I religiously lost until about 300.6 or 8, 300.8 I think it was. And then I had a nervous breakdown. And so I gained back 5 more pounds, 5.2 more pounds. So I went back up to 306 and I was so distraught and so sad, but I decided to get back in the horse, and the following week I lost 2.6 pounds. And this week, guys, okay, let me do the math again. That was 298 point something. I'm gonna say 298.5 because I already forgot it. I was too excited. That's 5 pounds. That's roughly 5 pounds that I just lost in this week because I added movement. I'm so proud of myself and so excited. I felt like I hit a plateau, but that movement really helped me push through it. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, let's not get back into the 300s. Yeah, Dill. So that's roughly 23 and a half pounds that I've lost since I started this journey. Oh, okay, this video is getting way too long, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. Please reach out if you want to chat about your health journey. But I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.